everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone Light. My name is Ramses. Let's get started. So, I suppose you guys are probably wondering why everything looks so different. I have a confession to make. I derped something serious. I made a pretty big mistake. I sat down earlier this week, and I got on this world, and I started my recording software, and I did the whole second episode of Project Ozone Light, and then when I was done, I realized that I never actually hit the record button after I opened my recording software. And it was an episode that I happened to record in one giant long take, which means I don't have anything from that episode, which is pretty unfortunate. You can see I'm looking around right now at all this stuff. Some of it's stuff I did in between episodes, and some of it's stuff that I did in the episode and that I accidentally did not record. And so what I thought today I would do with this, I'm going to do a shorter episode for episode 2, just to walk you guys through and tell you guys about the different mods that we use and about the progress that we made. And then in episode 3, we'll actually kick into full gear and keep working with more stuff. One thing I want to note right now, my audio might be sounding a little bit different. I might be a little bit more echoey. The reason for that actually is because I am in the process, my fiance and I are in the process of moving right now, and I'm recording for the first time at our new place, which is still very empty and echoey. So I don't really have my recording set up here quite finalized, so sorry that it might be a little bit echoey. Luckily, today's probably going to be a shorter episode anyway. So I guess first we're eating, and now we're going to get started. So in between episodes, I actually built these platforms, and I started by making a circle around our island like this, like you can see right here. And then from there, I built little things sticking off from it. So we'll look around real quick. The first thing I built was I built a designated little platform for our apple farming, which is great. This is perfect. I wanted it to be a little higher up, so I put it up one block and put stairs around it. I thought it looked kind of nice. But yeah, so that's our first one. If I move over here to the next one, you can see this is just a tree growing platform. It may change into something else eventually, but I stuck 4 oak trees on here and I've been growing them like crazy. So that's what that is. Over here is something that we're going to start dealing with in our third episode. This is where we're going to start storing our items using a mod called storage drawers. But we won't get to that yet. I just wanted to make the platform. Over here is just where we're keeping our current stuff, just some wood and stuff that we're getting from sieving, like all these cool seeds and stuff, and other stuff we're getting from sieving, like gravel and things like that. So yeah, and then over here is an infinite water source. I made some water, and the way that I made water is actually over here. So if you recall, before we were composting apples in these barrels to make dirt, and then we were sieving the dirt to get pebbles, and we were making cobblestone, and what I said I wanted to do in our second episode was make a cobblestone generator. There's a cobblestone generator. I did it. You guys just missed it because I didn't record on accident. But anyways, I was talking about the barrels. These barrels actually, here I'm eating again. If you leave these barrels out in the rain, they will actually fill with water, and I managed to sieve enough gravel in order to get enough iron to make a bucket, which I actually made 2 buckets, and I could pick up the water from here, and then I made the infinite water source over there, which is great. You can see one of these sieves is a different color. It's because this one has a flint stiffened mesh in it, and the flint stiffened mesh makes it so that you get iron 100% of the time when you are sieving gravel. So you always get little iron pieces. And then from there, the iron pieces can get turned into iron chunks. 4 of them make an iron chunk, and the iron chunk can get put in here to make iron ingots, right? So yeah, that is, I mean, you can see this is the 4th platform that I built. It's 9 barrels and 9 sieves, and then a bed And that is all it was when I started the episode. So that's everything I did in between. Let me sleep real quick, and then we'll start talking about the stuff I did during the episode. So once the... Uh-oh. Do you see that? Okay, we're going to do something kind of special here. Do you see that Enderman right there? We're going to kill him. We're going to do a special trick. If you've never done this in vanilla, it's pretty simple. You stand under something like this, and then because this thing is too tall, as in 2 blocks tall, he can't reach me because he's 3 blocks tall. He can't get to me, so I can just hit him with this thing. Hey, oh, dude. Okay, so first of all, we got our first Ender Pearl. That's fantastic. And secondly, we got an Enderman head. I'm going to go put that over here by our stuff. That's so cool. Okay, so we just killed an Enderman. Sorry, I had to interrupt everything we were doing. That's really cool. Let's put it right here. Oh, it rotates. Look at that. Does he rotate? He rotates to look at us. That's pretty cool. Okay, anyway, sorry. I got distracted. So the first thing I did with our new episode is I walked you around and I showed you the platforms just like I did. And then actually I introduced you to this mod called Journey Map. And you can get to this by pressing the J button on your keyboard. And this actually shows us where we are. So this little... I guess we can't walk right now. I was going to try to walk around and show you, but this little thing right here is us. This is our island with the giant mushroom right here. And then this is our circle that I built around the island. And then here is our bed and cobblestone generator and stuff like that. This is our apple tree. These are our other trees. This is where we killed the Enderman, and this is where we're going to put our storage. And then obviously this is our sieves and our barrels. So you can see a nice, good, up-close thing. And then if there were mobs, I could show mobs or show animals or pets or villagers and things like that. I can show the grid. But yeah, it's a pretty neat little mod. If you have cheats on, you can also use it to set waypoints and then teleport to your waypoints, but we don't really need waypoints considering it's kind of hard to get lost on this island. So the next thing that we did was we had to make lava, because in order to make, here, I'll actually show you guys, down here, here, I'll look right this. The recipe to make a cobblestone generator is like this. You need some kind of cobblestone, a bucket of lava, a bucket of water, and glass in the middle with more cobblestone on the bottom. This is how you make a cobblestone generator. And I guess you can make it with the lava buckets switched if you want to. So we needed to make, first we needed to make iron buckets, which I did from sieving gravel in a flint stiffened mesh, right? I talked about that. And then we needed to make lava. And this device right here is actually how we make lava. This is called a crucible. And a crucible, I can show you this as well. Crucible, you first have to make an unfired crucible out of porcelain clay, and then you take that unfired crucible and you put it in like a, smelting it in a furnace, and it makes you like a regular crucible. Porcelain clay is made from bone meal and clay. Now, clay, sorry, I'm explaining this whole thing to you guys, those of you who are also playing this, so that you guys can know what to do, because it's there's a lot of crafting stuff that you have to do, so I want to be able to describe it all to you guys. So anyway, when there's water in a bucket, if you put dust in it, it turns into clay. And since we had water in these from it raining, I told you guys about that, I made dust by hammering cobblestone into gravel, gravel into sand, and hammering the sand into dust. And I put a couple pieces of dust in a couple of these barrels, and I got clay. And that's how I got the clay. And the bone meal I got from actually sieving the dust. And it's like a 25% drop or something like that. Sieving the dust, you sometimes get bone meal. And I managed to get enough bone meal. You only need 7 in order to make this thing. And then I fired it inside here. And then you just, here, I'll actually show you with some of this cobblestone right here. You just put the cobblestone in here, like that. And the cobblestone slowly, you see there's a torch underneath it, heating it up. That cobblestone will slowly turn into lava. And that's how I got the lava. Obviously, the water I got from in here, and the buckets. Glass I got from making the sand. And this makes a cobblestone generator. The cobblestone generator is able to output to a chest or inventory directly above it, or to a hopper below it. So I just stuck a chest on top of it, and it's been collecting this cobblestone. which is fantastic. This is going to really be able to speed up our process in the different things that we can do. Also, I got lots of quests, and I picked up some more stuff. I'm not sure how many of these things I had before. I got some pulsating iron. I got a quarter heart. I think if I craft this with more quarter hearts, if I get 4 of them, I'll have a whole heart, and then I can eat it, and I think it'll give me like a bonus heart down below. So that's pretty cool. Some arrows, I guess, some lithium dust, lots of stuff. I don't remember if I had these already, the engineer goggles or the red ribbons, or you can see I'm currently wearing a bow tie. If I click on and off, you can see that I have a bow tie on, and I like that bow tie, so I've decided to keep it on. But the other ones were kind of distracting and weird. They didn't really work with my skin, so I got rid of them. But they're just in there for now. I might be able to put them back on later. I don't remember if I got those at the end of the first episode or if I got them in the second episode, but there they are. But yeah, anyway, that is how you make a cobblestone generator. It sounds really easy when I describe it all like that, but it was a lot of sieving and a lot of hammering out there over on the large platform, just taking our hammer and doing that, and then trying to get bone meal and trying to get iron and trying to get all these different, rare drops. It took quite a lot of time. It looked really easy when I described it, but it was not nearly so easy. Anyway, that's how we got that. And then the other thing that we did in that episode is we made this guy right here. We made a flint hatchet. Which you can see there's our durability and our mining level. It gives you all this different things for it. Attack is 4.74, and that's not very good. It's just meant to be for chopping down trees. That's all I got it for. That's why it took forever to kill the Enderman with it. And this I made with a mod called Tinker's Constructs. And all these blocks right here are from Tinker's Constructs. So let me really quick introduce you to these mods right here. Okay, so a lot of these mods are made from the first thing you kind of build is, well, first you build a crafting station, which we did in like our first episode, and then you make these blank patterns. And actually, let me show you how to make a blank pattern. Here it is, blank pattern. It's 2 planks and 2 sticks just diagonal from each other like this. It makes 4 blank patterns. And then you can use these blank patterns. Actually, if I type in at Tinkers, I should be able to find a bunch of stuff over here in my JEI. So you can see this is the crafting station, right? We made that. We also need the stencil table, which is a blank pattern on top of oak planks. The next thing that we had to make was a pattern chest, which is a pattern with this around it, and it makes this, and this is what you store your patterns and blank patterns inside of. And then we also made a part builder, which is wood. Instead of the planks, it's just the actual log with a pattern on top. It makes the part builder. And then we also had to make a tool station, which is a crafting station or crafting table with a blank pattern on top. And that pretty much covers all these blocks. Obviously, there's also just a chest right here, which I don't even think I have anything inside of. And the really nice thing about it is if you have all of these things touching your crafting bench or crafting station, the GUI for it, or whatever you call this, it links them all together so that you can click through them. So here's our crafting station, our tool station, our part builder, our pattern chest with some of our patterns we made, and our stencil table. So the first thing that we do with what am I talking about? The first thing that we do is you have to make stencils. So for instance, what do we have right now? We have a tool rod, a binding, and a hatchet head. And actually, let's look at our station and see if there's anything else interesting we want to build. There's one problem I noticed, is that I'm not sure how to hide this screen right here. Maybe it's in options. Anyway, I'm not sure how to get rid of this stuff over here on the side, but it sort of gets in the way of the stuff that I'm trying to do here, which is annoying. But anyway, I happen to know, I was going to show you guys in the tool station, but it's underneath save 1. Oh, actually, I can click on it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I finally got here. Sorry it took me so long. I'll probably edit some of that out. It's really awkward having this thing over here. I want to find a way to get rid of it. I just haven't actually looked at that much yet. But anyway, if you can pick a tool that you want to make. For instance, we already made a hatchet, but let's look at what if we wanted to make a better pickaxe. We need a tool rod, which it actually tells you down here, components. Tool rod, pickaxe head, and a binding, right? And this is different than how we normally make tools in Minecraft, but it's a really cool mod that I really enjoy. So we already have a binding and a tool rod from when we made a hatchet, but we don't have a pickaxe head yet. So let's actually go to our stencil table, and if we choose, you see we've got 5 blank patterns in there right now. If we choose that as our stencil and take it out of there, it uses one of our blank patterns, and now we have a pattern of a pickaxe head. And we can actually take that and put that in our part builder, and then we could pick a material, say cobblestone, and it makes a stone pickaxe head. Similarly, we could put wood in there, right? Or we could put flint in there, which we actually don't have enough flint, because one piece of flint isn't actually enough to make this. So let's see if we can get a little bit more flint, because I think we only need 2. I just learned something really quite interesting. You can see there's currently a hole in our platform right here, because I guess in this mod pack, if you throw a torch on the ground, it can, well, now it's not doing it. Oh, it's not doing it now. Just a second ago it was doing it. I just tried it even another time and it worked. Yep, I guess it doesn't work anymore. For some reason, it lit our platform on fire. I have no idea why. I threw a torch on the ground on accident, and it lit our platform on fire and even burned away one of our things. It took me a second to get it put out. It was really, really weird. But anyways, sorry, I'm going to get back to, I'm making a little bit more gravel so that I can hopefully get more flint. All right, we got a little bit more flint, among other things. And I think we probably have enough that we can actually make the thing that we're making. So let's go back to our part builder, and let's put our flint into the materials chest. I think this also works as a material. Maybe it's like a secondary material or what. Anyway, it costs us 2 of our flint in order to make that right there. So we're left over with 1. And then actually, let's take this and we'll put it into here. Let's take our binding. I'm gonna make the binding out of stone, I guess. And I'm gonna make the oh no, it goes in here. With a tool rod, I'm going to make just out of wood for right now. And this is going to be a really, really simple tool. And I'll put the pattern back in our pattern chest. And you can see now we have these 3 bits of our tool. And if we click onto our tool forge, here, we can actually assemble them, just like this. And it's definitely a different way of making tools. But the nice thing about this is if you look, first of all, it's just like a cool method. Like I just like the method that is involved in making these tools. I think it's a really cool system. But also, you'll notice that when I hover over this, there's a place where it says XP, 0 out of 800. And right here it says XP, 61 out of 700. These tools have the ability to level up. And so as I use this pickaxe, it's going to get XP, its own XP. It's not like the XP that I get that gives me levels. It's a completely different type of XP that you don't even see. It just accumulates as you use the thing. So I've already gotten 61 out of this hatchet just from cutting down trees and stuff. And it'll eventually get to a level. Right now it's level clumsy. Eventually it'll become adequate or whatever. And as you do that, you'll get you'll be able to add modifiers onto this to make the tool even more powerful. And that's kind of how Tinkers works. Instead of adding enchantments, you add modifiers, or you make the tools out of even cooler materials. So right now, it's just flint. It's a relatively good starting material. You make things out of flint. Great. And then after that, we can make it out of iron, or we can make it out of obsidian, or, you know, there's all kinds of cool things. Eventually, there's other materials. If we go to the nether, we can get materials like cobalt, and we can mix cobalt with another one, I forget what it's called, to get manulin, which is a really good material for weapons. And the different materials have different properties that give it different, like, basically kind of like enchantments. And we can even replace pieces on these tools with better pieces as we go on. So for right now, it's these tools, but we're probably going to have these tools. Well, I don't know if we'll keep the hatchet, but I'm sure we'll have this same pickaxe. We'll just keep updating pieces of it as we go, which is just really, really cool. And I hope that gives you guys a pretty good idea of how this, at least the beginning of Tinker's mods, works. It kind of show you how all these blocks work. And remember that if you have them all touching your crafting station, you can actually go through them all. And when we're touched on the crafting station, this area right here that you can't really see is actually this chest. If I put that right there, you can see it right here, right? I don't know. I'm really tired of the JEI thing interfering. But anyway, that's how this mod works, and I'm glad that we got to do something, that we can make a pickaxe today, because I don't plan on really doing much else with this episode. I wanted to make sure I took the time to talk about the things we did. I know they sound much simpler when I say them out loud. When we were actually doing them, they took quite a while. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's see, how much iron did we get? We got 20 pieces of iron. That's great. Let's go turn these into ingots. That's 5 more ingots we've got, which is enough to make a hopper, which might be exactly what we do with it. So yeah, we'll put that in there. But yeah, that's basically what we did in the episode. And then the other thing I said is that in our next episode, I want to get started on storage drawers, which is an inventory organizing system that we can do, that we're going to put over here. We're going to have a big wall of different drawers that we're going to keep our stuff in. That way it's not taking up the room in these chests. Yeah, that is all the time I'm going to spend on this today. I know this was a shorter episode, and I'm sorry if you guys were looking for a long one where we do a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, you know, bad stuff happens sometimes, and you just got to roll with it. So we missed out on episode 2, and we'll just we'll call this episode 2, and episode 3 we'll actually, you know, do a little bit more on. I'm glad. I wanted to make sure to take the time, though, to walk you guys through everything that I did, so that you guys could follow along if you are also playing Project Ozone, because there's lots of cool and interesting stuff that you can do. Oh, server backup started. Cool. Good to know. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, and also, you know, if you want to keep seeing more videos like this, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon if you want to get notifications. I want to keep playing Project Ozone, and there's lots of fun stuff. I can't wait to set up a Tinker's smeltery so we can make even cooler tools, because the Tinker's, there's so many cool parts of Tinker's. It's one of my favorite mods, and I'm really excited to delve into it further with you guys and get some really cool stuff going. But that's all we're going to do for today. You guys keep being your beautiful selves, and I will see you guys all next time. Thank you so much for watching.